arts,
Mhm.
like what is St. Louis known for in terms of food?
Italian food, no
That's the
doubt.
biggest thing.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
really, really big. I would say, yeah, there's just American food, just basic like comfort food. But for sure, the St. Louis style pizza. We even have our own Provel cheese, which you can. I always bring back a block when I come back on a road trip, but it's a combo of like I think mozzarella and provolone, and it's
Okay.
just really fluid and beautiful. But other than that, like we have all kinds of cultural restaurants, Chinese. I mean, everything you can get, but the specialty is for sure Italian food.
Okay. I'll have to pay a visit. I'll have to add it to my list to see when I can go, maybe with a friend of mine. So, want to talk about your fondest memory as a teenager?
Whoa.
Your fondest
Why
memory
did you not send me these questions before?
because of the shock value right here. Like
Fondest
the thing that
memory.
excited you the most in those pivotal years when you were a teenager. So from 13 to 19, this was probably in high school, junior high to high school, and maybe through graduation going into college.
The single most.
Yeah, just something that stands out, you know?
That's hard.
Really?
Yeah, it's really hard for me because I think my there was a lot of changes happening in my family with divorce and
Hmm.
um in and out. Like I was in those years, I was going in between seeing my dad and my mom, and who was in Nashville. My parents split up when I was 5, and that we were in Nashville at the time. My
Okay.
father had gotten transferred with Ralston, but I think a really great moment. It has to be like seeing my great grandmother and my grandmother, who were for sure the most grounding and comforting. I don't want to not give any credit to my father or
Yeah.
mother, but just having that joy of driving to their home, my father usually driving us to stay for the weekend,
Okay.
and just knowing I was going to get the red carpet rolled out and the most love and feeling so safe there. And those were the moments I just, leaving and being so distraught and sad
Hmm.
to have not have that full time.
I see. I
Yeah, I
see.
think we all deserve that full-time
Right.
kind of love and feeling someone's arms emotionally and physically wrapped around you and protecting you, and, that's really hard to come by to sustain that. Um,
Yes, I
yeah.
agree. I agree. If I sent you these questions before, I would not have gotten such a heartfelt
Mm.
response. You'd have
I
been
would have been
prepared. Yeah.
mechanical and get maybe thought I need to give this answer and not be too vulnerable
Yeah.
about it.
You would have probably practiced it. What should I say first?
I
Middle.
wouldn't have slept last night. Thank you
Right.
for letting me
So
sleep though.
so I'm glad I did not send them to you. But all of these are coming from the heart. These are positive intent. So just want to bring you down memory lane to some of the things that maybe you don't think about as often.
Well, you did,
Yeah.
yeah. They are so deeply missed. They're my mother's on my mother's side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
great memories.
Wow. I wasn't sure where you were gonna go. I thought secretly that you would tell me about your experiences with horses. I
Oh,
don't know when that was introduced in your life, but we'll get to that. Was it very young when you started to become passionate about horses, or later in life?
oh my goodness, my earliest memories. I remember my grandfather, my mother's father, taking me down the when I would visit them down the road. There was a little like rinky dink fair, if you will, like on the weekends, and they had a tiny little roller coaster. Um, of course, little booze with corn dogs or whatever, but the main attraction
Yeah, right.
was the little pony rides. And so it was just, I don't know if you can think, but it's like on a circle and
Right.
they're
There,
just
yeah, they just walk into a
connected.
circle, right?
Yeah. And so I know as a fact, my Aunt Katie, my mother's sister, would take her whole paycheck and take me down there and empty her pockets because I began having meltdowns if I couldn't see the ponies. And it
Hmm.
just started at a very young age. I know my mother has an affinity for horses and did dressage for, years.
Wait, what is that?
Dressage is, I think of Stephen Colbert and how he did a segment, Olympics a couple cycles ago about dressage and the fancy prancing, he calls it. But
Oh, yeah, tell me, because
yeah,
like I want to make sure the audience understands because I didn't get it, but I'm paying attention and I heard every word you said. That's the word I did not
yes.
understand. So,
So it's if you think of an English saddle versus a Western saddle,
okay,
a dressage saddle versus a jumping English saddle would have longer flaps to support the leg because it's a lot about the leg and moving the
right.
horse in certain ways forward, backwards, sideways.
Wow.
But yeah, so my mom did that, and then as a kid growing up, I would say I started riding quite a lot about age 12. Me and my best friend Kara in St. Louis would go and do lessons on the weekends and learned how to jump. And really, since then, it's just been a really great passion of mine.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, today I have a horse. I um, am kind of doing it just to enjoy it from the outside. I know, I've been through a couple of
Right.
surgeries with a riding accident I had, but
Mhm.
I'm doing really great. Shout out to Dr. Grantham, Dr. Corey Grantham with community care through the VA. And that's a mention. I was designated as a disabled veteran last year
Okay.
after almost 27 years getting out. And Dr. Grantham at DOC Direct Ortho Care, she got me to where my knee is finally straight, almost nearly straight. 3 years I
Wow.
walked around with a bent knee after the first surgery. So,
Yeah.
so I'm hopeful to get riding again, and it's just, right now I have a new horse I've had for a year. I brought over from Hungary, from, outside
Did
of
I know that?
Budapest. I don't know.
I don't know because I think I've seen the white one. That was
Yes.
I don't what was
His
hit.
name was Caballero, and
Okay.
I sold to a very good friend. Her daughter really liked him, and they took him to Nashville. They just went to build a home in Nashville, so he's
Okay.
got a really great life. And this new one is really talented. He's really an investment horse to help with my business plans of the future, but I don't think anybody really wants to see him go, especially me now. He's just a really cool guy.
Oh, nice. Nice. So I think I've seen like a few videos on social media. Is that him?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that was like, is that recent videos that you're
Yeah.
playing around? Okay.
Mhm.
I thought that was just like you going down memory lane.
No, no, no. He's up in near Valley View. There's a little town up near Valley View, which is northwest of Denton, called Mountain Springs. And so he's with my trainer there, Morgan Potter, and she rides him and jumps him. And we have
Wow.
plans to get him in the show ring soon.
That's
So
so cool.
he's a
Mate.
baby. He just turned 4 this month.
Okay, I was gonna
Mhm.
ask.
Yeah.
I would love to see him.
Well, come on.
Yeah, maybe
He'd
we can
love
go
to
up to
see
the
you.
okay. I
Yeah.
would love that. I mean, I love horses so much, but they're just so grande. They're so big and just I don't know. I say unpredictable, but you probably feel otherwise. You can tell where the horse is mentally and
Yeah.
emotionally when you because you've been around them for so long, but I have no clue. It's like when their eyes are doing this and they're breathing, I'm like, okay, does that mean I need to go?
It might mean that if you're
Right.
noticing like the ears get pinned to the back of the head and
Yeah.
the eyes, you can see it. But I think it's so important, especially like you having really not much experience, if any at all,
Hmm.
around horses and riding, is that whomever you're going with to go ride or even to see, and pet a horse, make sure that they are, I mean, it can go really south fast. So with
Yeah.
a dangerous horse, but I wouldn't put you on my horse and
No,
ride.
I wouldn't want
I
to
would want you
yet.
on a safe
Yeah.
horse that's older and well schooled and can handle beginners and likes to their job. So I would,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm so curious, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But let me swing back around to family dynamic. I know you mentioned a few people, but I want to know the one person in your family that was the most impactful in your life that helped you become the woman you are today. Tell me about that person.
The one person that's the most impactful,
Hmm.
my father. Yeah, 100%. My
Yeah,
father.
yeah. And where is he now?
He's here.
Okay,
He's here in Garland. I got to spend a really wonderful family weekend with him and his wife Debbie. They've been together over 20 years and married. And we all went down to see my sister in Brenham, Texas, for my niece's little baby daughter, great niece. Esther's 4th birthday. So we
Okay.
all drove down and just had it was hard leaving those little ones. But yeah, he is the apple of my eye.
Wow. I didn't know he lived in Dallas Fort Worth. For
Mhm.
some reason, I thought he lived somewhere else.
Yeah, born in St. Louis, moved tons with his career, as I mentioned, and then
Mhm.
landing in Dallas, Plano. We moved to Plano in 1983.
Okay.
Mhm.
No wonder why you keep getting pulled back here to Dallas Fort Worth, even though you love St. Louis, but there's
Mhm.
something special about Dallas in your heart as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see my dad as much as possible, and we try and do Sunday gravy. So Debbie makes a really killer, speaking of Italian food,
Mhm.
bolognese. So I'm like, "Is it Sunday gravy day?" And so, I try and get over to enjoy that,
Nice.
breaking bread together is so special.
Y'all see each other weekly?
Not weekly, probably every couple weeks, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Does he have like a passion for horses and stuff like that, or not really? He's like, no,
No.
no.
It was ruined. My mom, of course, on the honeymoon, when they got married, they went trail riding, and the horse went backwards down the hill. And so that was it for him. He came off the horse, and that
Oh.
that was a one and done situation. Yeah, he's just not interested in that at all.
Why is this happening?
Ferdinand.
Oh my god, my phone is off. I have to figure out a way to.
It's ringing through the computer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that. All right. So I mean, I like little silly interruptions
No,
like that.
it's
I
great.
I keep stuff like that in, by
It
the way.
keeps it light. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're already talking about horses. My next icebreaker was about favorite hobbies. Did you know I play tennis?
You told me that like a
Hmm.
year ago you were playing and quite frequently, it sounds like. It's
Yeah, I've been playing much more now with a friend of mine. His name is Jorge. Every now and then I'll have a new consistent hitting partner.
Mhm.
And it's crazy because I'm very competitive, but not in a I'm gonna beat you kind of way. I'm competitive where I will start to look at my own skill set
Mm.
and my own opportunities, and I'll start working out the kinks secretly in silence. And then I'm coming back and I'm gonna be better and better and better. I've always been like that.
What just struck me when you said that, right?
What?
Is just how programmed you and I are, especially, being in the retail world and getting our like stripes there
Hmm.
with our leadership is that's what we do with retail.
Yeah.
The metrics, like got to get better and better and better. And when you're in a multi-unit role, the travel, like you're doing it in silence, you're
Yeah.
doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but yeah, tennis is so cool. I love watching the pros play
Me
and all
too.
of the big, tournaments. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
My favorite tennis player is Novak Djokovic. He's the number one tennis player. But Alcaraz,
Mhm.
he is really, really good. I just don't know him well enough to really to consider him like my ultimate,
Mhm.
like or become a fan of his because I don't know anything about him. But
He's from
because
Spain, that's about all I
yeah,
know, yeah.
yeah, and I mean he's really like the same as Nadal. I mean he's
Mhm.
like mirroring Nadal's career, but just getting there much faster.
He's a talent. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Nadal, like, I think he played yesterday. I think he had to bow out of the tournament again.
Nadal?
I think I follow him on
Oh,
social,
wow.
but,
It's
yeah.
gonna be eventually Nadal is gonna have to retire.
Yeah, with Roger retiring, we
Mhm.
didn't have much time left with Nadal, and I know he's been nursing an injury for several years.
Yeah, he's gonna retire pretty soon.
Yeah.
Let me,
Are we losing our power now? The lights are gonna go out.
I plugged in the computer earlier and was doing some editing. I thought it was enough, so let me grab it. Hold on.
Break.
Right. But I wanted to ask if you've ever played tennis because